Sorry, I'm muted. One question that comes to mind, and I think our conversation today would be incomplete if we don't pick it up, is the startup ecosystem in India. And it's vibrant, it is large, it is growing, it's attracting capital. And even within larger organizations like Reliance, we have so many incubators and startups which are suddenly they pop up one day and we get a $20 billion company. So what do you see happening in the startup world? Because Bangalore, NCR, Hyderabad, Chennai, we've got these very large centers today with a lot of action. What do you see happening there? Manisha, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I think very relevant because especially being in Bangalore, you are in the hub of all the startup revolution that has happened in the last 10 years that I've seen. I mean, there's a lot of action that has happened. So when it comes to diversity and startup, I personally think, and this is what I have also observed, that somehow it has promoted a lot of diversity. It also comes from the fact that the people who have founded these startups, for example, most of them have come from a very different mindset, from a very diverse mindset, so to speak, right? Most of them have been these people who defied norms, who did not believe in whatever regular paths were. So I have personally seen that they are very open to having diverse kind of talents working with them, and I think that has helped overall for corporates to change, and how corporates look at say women, how corporates look at women who are coming back to work. I think a lot of this good work has definitely been done by the startups.
Pallavi, your thoughts on the startup world?
So I think just to build on what Manisha was sharing, it's about which is the group which is starting. So if it is again a millennial group which is taking it up, they are quite familiar with this whole buzz of diversity and inclusion because this is the era we have been talking about it, and making it a part of their routine organization is not a very I would say easy, but I would say that it's not as difficult. So that is somewhere reflected. Also, each of the startups are also very clear on what is the need they are addressing, and there are certain startups which are actually aiming to cater to a certain group, and so that representation, so that so there is a minority-owned startups also coming up. When I'm saying minority, I'm using this word which I'm not very comfortable with, but I just ended up using it. So we call it minority owned, but actually the diversity groups, people who believe that, okay, these are something which is, who are not getting the right privileges, or we want to address those needs of that particular group. And so we come up. So I think they are very, very conscious, and their efforts are also very targeted to such, needs of such diverse groups. So largely diversity of skills and diversity of thoughts are the two key areas which, we can see clearly that it's playing in, and which is leading to very high collaboration, and that whole connectedness of creating that very agile organization and trying to create some impact very quickly. That's the approach that we are looking at, which is very different in the startup world. But yeah, they do have their own constraint as well, and I think as they grow and how they evolve and how they nurture, and over a few years down the line, it will be interesting to see, how they are establishing a new narrative of diversity and inclusion, because it's more about them on equitable workplace, while the larger organizations we have been, starting from defining equality first. So there has been a lot of, I would again borrow the word from Parmesh, a lot of engineering has been done, saying that what does that inclusion look like for us, etc., etc. While it doesn't look like anything, it feels like, and we are all feeling it right now, living it right now, and we're living it till we are there. So I think that is that.